Hello, happy to see you today. So I'm Dmitry, as always. Is everything is okay? So it works pretty well. So what we will do today is yeah, I still haven't decided. So I want to test the cornice. So we left the cornice out of the equation before, because we were speaking more about patterns, about the design, and I want this time to test first of all the simplest one from the ceiling design from the Pastiche.design collection, and this one is the PLCE4, and test it with the cornice. So because you see here we have two options, the profile 1 and the profile 2, and the profile 1 give us this additional some edges far from the main profile, and if we completely switch this off, it is just a frame of the so yeah, we could switch off, we could do opposite, so we could do opposite, we could switch off the central one. So, and what I want to do today is to test this design, to test how important this inside square, do you need it or not, is it the pattern as well as always, the bigger or smaller, and I have already the one here set up in the marmer set, so we could use it as the fast solution to check the design, and also I have here, so maybe too much. I did too much of the occlusion just to see better what is going on here, so maybe just find better more graphical look, to have a more graphical looks here. So as always, you see the profile here. Okay, I have here one interesting thing. So the profile here is quite accurate, and it's detailed. You see, and yeah, I'm speaking also about the technical details here. So technically it is perfect. So we see here loss of the edge between the ceiling and this plane. It's because of I have tested here the profile, which should have the field surface, so it could be easier switched. So we could do here false, and we will have this one the road. Okay, so just for some reason it didn't, yeah, so it is back. So this is our initial setup. So the cornice, so what about the cornice? The cornice, if you know or maybe not know, the cornice is very, very classical here. It is very typical for the cornice. I will switch off to the cornice script. So it is very typical cornice. The one is similar rector, the bead here, and the oval down here. So that's very, very, very basic setup, very very usual for that type of design. But the variation, there are a lot of variation of this design. So technically, if we have a look, I haven't opened it yet. So, yeah. So technically, if you have a look at the design here, let's technically, if we have a look at the design here of the cornice, what it is this. This one, this actually has 3 parts here, maybe 2, maybe 3, it's hard to appreciate, but this is kind of supporter. So we could imagine that along the wall we have okay, let's how to show it better. Which one? Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, this one. So if we have a look at this one, so that this is what we have here. The structure is like that one. So we have here the supporter for the roof, for the ceiling. Okay, this is kind of the like a desk. Okay, and around the ceiling, to which we have this element which will support, take the weight of this beam here, and this is kind of decoration for this beam. So it has a structure. It has a structure, and it is the heritage of the wooden design. So because of that, we have variation. It is very typical, and everybody, you could find a lot of variants here. So sometimes here would be another elements, and here we may have rare, but we may have something like that as well. It depends on the decoration you will use, because every profile has its own type of decoration. So we could not put ionics here because the profile here is semi-recta, and we could not, although we couldn't put here acanthus sleeves because here we have oval. So that's a very typical design, but the variation is there's a lot of variation. So if, for example, we have the size, change the size here like that, so it still play the same function. So, and the vertical is here, so we may somehow put it slightly like that. So the variation still here. So we see. We have here this one and this one. It is the same composition. The same composition here and the same composition there. The same supporter for the beam. The same beam here. That's how the ceiling hold it. So the ceiling hold it with those the beams. I mean the beams. I mean here when we. If we consider the roof, okay, and this is some the beams which support it, okay, and here this square one and the desk during the around the wall. So that's the heritage of classical design, the heritage of wooden design, and okay. So the idea is why and how to define the size of the cornice, how to choose the right one. So how to choose the right one, and is it important? So theoretically, it is important. I have a tool. I will not find it. So, but today theoretically it is important. So there are different kind of theories based on that. So, for example. One is, I could find here the picture for you. Could find the picture for you. The picture, and on the picture we have. Where is it? It was a long time ago, but not too long. Yeah, this one. So this is one of the theories. So this is showing more the function of the cornice of the profile we use in the interior. So for example, if we take this picture and develop it further, uh, so this is the ground molding. Okay, here is some kind of for the door or for something else, and this one is curving up down. So, and this is kind of explanation. The perpendicular to the view, we see the face of the cornice somehow, and depending on the position of this cornice, we could find the right angle for the cornice. So this is one theory. For the room, if we have a room like that, okay, if we have a room like that, and for the room, it is not exactly so. So, for example, if you have a narrow room, but with height ceiling, so theoretically we should make, based on previous theory, previous idea, something like that, and that will not work. So I prefer to considering like if you have a narrow room, to have a more supportive uh, cornice, more vertical, so kind of prolongation of the wall to give more space on the ceiling. And if you have more square one, have a more more accented on the ceiling. Okay, and maybe I'm wrong. So I haven't tested it. You know, it's my experience. It's my experience. I've been working with interior designers, but what I'm to be doing here all the day is the testing this in the environment. So, and that's the idea of Pastiche.design, that it is simple to design and it's simple to redo something, retest something, and adjust something, to tune something, hone the design until you are happy with that. So, and I could not provide for you all those scripts at the moment, but we could collaborate together on this. So, and that's how this Pastiche.design work. So let's test it. Okay, so that one is square one, so we could just took this one if from the previous stream, if you remember, I showed with a new design, and this is the result we've considered probably as the best, or maybe, yeah, I like that. So the smallest square here, the rosette and the accent on the diagonal pattern, and if you have a look here, if you do not remember or haven't watched, here we have the same algorithm, the same mathematic inside of this ceiling design, but the proportion are different. So the flowers bigger, and we have here more square composition than diagonal composition, and sometimes you need one, sometimes you need another, and it also depends on the decoration. So for example, if we heavily decorate those rosette, we will have a sometimes I recommend to use decoration as texture, and consider it as the texture as the change of, we could not operate with color. We could, but not in the volume. So of course it is possible as well to paint in it, but I mean, as the sculpture, as a plaster designer, I do not operate with color. It is the interior designer's solution how to paint it. But so instead of that I'm using the texture. So and if we have we'll have here a decoration inside of that flowers, we will have more spaces here, more accented those parts. So I like this design as well. So probably we could just install what we have and have a look at the design. So that's one is version 2 probably. Re-import. Successfully re-imported. So where is our mesh then? So it is here. So you see that's the change obvious, and I do not like the corners. It was just accidental one, so you see choosing the corners without understanding how it will work in the interior isn't a good idea. So let's change. What do you think could be changed? Oh, like I could check the. Oh, hi. Thank you for watching. So so no questions here. So yeah, that's how what to change. I think to make it smaller. It is a square room. We do not need. Yeah, let's make it smaller first of all. Okay, compared to that one. So where is it? Rhino here. So that's what we had before, therefore smaller, just smaller. Return the and yeah, return this one and shorten here. Okay, so we have here. It's getting hard. I mean, to make that so that will be too much accent here. So maybe to do that like this one and here to have bigger anyway this one. So I'm trying to achieve yeah, we could make accent more on this element and here also as well. Somewhere here I have somewhere here. Oh, I have always struggling with that. So what to hate on this. So yeah, this one. So okay, so we have here. That's kind of that. So kind of that. So now we bake it to use it as we want. So let's test it with this setup, with this environment. So something wrong with the. So sometime. No, that will not work in this case. So the cornice is here, so we change our cornice to this one. Set one curve. Let's check. Do we have changes here? Yes, the cornice has changed. And let's have a look at in the environment. Have a look at it in the environment. So smaller one, okay, at least with this pattern. At least with smaller, make it smaller slightly. Although I like this, you know, this is a more feeling of recessed ceiling, so we could hide some ventilation there maybe. So maybe this shift to, from the wall isn't bad. Maybe just make the accent, just change the accent here. So maybe just change the accent here. So what we will have to change the accent, what we need is okay, and what I meant by the changing accent. Yes, slightly. Oops, this one I will not touch. So slightly. Yeah, this one is big one. So that's so slightly and slightly up. This one slightly up and slightly shorter, and some kind of cute, something small and more of the scale of this profile here. Okay, maybe too large, but it is at the moment it is not important. We will check it again. So okay, yes, and you see subtle changes. If we compare this one to that one, so I'm sorry, to that one. So let's okay, and so the cornice, and we choose another one. We choose this one. Set one curve. Okay, and here do we have our changes? No. We input it again. Sometime I don't know why it doesn't work. So it is just should be pressed again. And so import. So yes, the same shift from the wall. This one smaller, this one getting smaller and more close to the F11. You see it at the full. So I'm sorry. So let's have a look at this one. So here, just okay, let's make it the lower part. Maybe we could make smaller, I think. Maybe not. Okay, we'll change. So let's have a look. So here what we have is that our this part could be small. Okay, that by doing this, and I think to make it shorter as well for this room, so the room isn't big. So and give it slightly more accent here. Okay, now it is bigger difference. I mean, bake it. Okay, so move it, and so we have it here, and we change it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So okay, we have our this one here. So let's re-input to have a look at this. Yes. To this profile, I mean the profile here, this one is quite better. Probably it is okay. So no, I definitely like it. So this profile closer to the profile of the coffer. It's not coffer, so of those stripes. And this one also smaller and somehow saturated, so that works quite well now. So as you see, what I'm trying to demonstrate here, we anyway test which in every environment again. So there's no just rule. There's no rule. So kind of if the room 5 meters divided by 10, and you will have 15 centimeters. No, there's no such rule. And anyway, you should test it again and again. But what I'm trying to demonstrate here is the flexibility of the approach, the flexibility of the design, and the fact that using stocks are not always an option. You may have some sophisticated setup, or you just, if you want to fine-tune something, then it is better to redesign it. And the more freedom you have, the more subtle design you will do. And with Pastiche.design, you have this freedom, just the complete freedom. So it is not in your hand, but I'm here and here to help. And you, if you have a look here, you the design. So if you, for example, copy, okay, we have the size 4 by 4, as I remember. Yeah, so that's slightly smaller. No, let's try this one. So copy the link. Though maybe I do not have here tracer yet. Yes, I don't have. Okay, it doesn't matter. So then let's change the size of the room here. And it is okay. And then just change the pattern. So why not to change the pattern? So this is the pattern we have, this is the cornice we have. Is it? It should be. And something wrong. So we don't have cornice. Yeah, we don't. Strange. So okay. Now, so let's make the pattern bigger. Okay, just to test how will that work. So it's 450 right now. It's quite small, by the way, smaller than usually, and so there we were. So I do not have tracer there, so I will just use the parameter from here. 133. Interesting. That's all. So that's all for this profile. Just have a look at how will this huge pattern work. So I want this one. So it's always delete the cornice. I do not know why the algorithm delete the cornice all the time. So yeah, that could be. It's too empty, you see here, but I have another profiles here, so we could test more profiles, and maybe one of them will work better with this. So what we have here, yeah, let's try test this one, the thickest one. So okay, again, will it delete or not? Interesting question. It is, yeah, again, some strange. Again. Okay, so re-import. So you see the bigger pattern with bigger, thicker profile looks like a beams now, and it's started to work. So before, the smaller pattern worked quite well for this room. I like that. What was 450, and now we have bigger one, and it works again quite well. And here I have an option. I have an option here as well, so we could use this one, the profile, I mean, so it will disappear now. So set one brep here. So I do not know should we reverse it or not, so we'll test it twice probably. Yeah, we should reverse it. Somehow doesn't work, don't know why. So let's have a look here, not here. So we have here this one worked quite well, and that one. So first of all, to put here this one into true, and the second, let's have a look what is going on there. So we have some mistake. Interesting. So I could assume where it is coming. So let's try to fix it. And by the way, it disappeared. Both of them, funny enough. So probably it is here. So this is the mistake. This is the mistake, which could be okay. So use here and I'm sorry, I think I will fix it fast. So we have here the curve. Okay, that's quite well one. So let's hide everything just to check this out. And so we have here the curve. Okay, quite well one. Okay, and that's okay. And here if we use this one, we'll again have a good curve. Oh. But okay, let's test this. So we will use this curve. This curve. We'll use not this one and not this one. Oh, I'm sorry. So I've lost a bit. So that's okay. This one. So we will use this one. Okay, to sort the point, and the point sorted should give us the fixing of the issue. Yes. Okay. So perfect. That was just. I've added a function for another profile, and it was that's another reason. So you see here we have a structure which is more like the wooden design. I mean by that I mean those beams and inside those panels in the wood design. When you the wood should it is flexible, so it is sometime became bigger, sometime became less bigger. So the wooden design designed like that. So it allows uh, to shift, to move here, and the smaller part of the panel inside have this type of profile in wooden design. So, and because of plaster imitate the wood, the Coffered ceiling imitates the wood, it is important in this case to use this type of the profile instead of another frame inside of frame. And that's I've been talking about this yesterday at an event in Russia. So yeah, that's just what I want to show you. And again, we testing another design. So here we do not have those, and those are exactly what I've been talking about at the start. So these additional lines, those additional lines are the lines which are here, where here. So here, so this one additional line. So let's re-import to see how has it changed. Yeah, you see, quite well, very well, I will say even. So I like this design unexpectedly. So we had the well one with small pattern, and we found a way to make bigger pattern work well, and we have have tuned the cornice as well. There could be some, so yeah, there could be, okay. So let's have a look at another profile. I have a profile for you why I had a mistake. I added a profile with the edge inside, so there wasn't. I'm adding here the point at the center to make this conjunction. So if we have a look at the mesh which generated here, view on top. So if you have a look at the mesh, so we have on the field in the center of the profile you have conjunction, and that conjunction also has additional so kind of mid-poly design doubled edges. Okay, and every profile actually has that double design. So if you have a look here, so okay, every edge has doubled every edge has doubled points, and those points is doubled polygons. Okay, and we have so because of that, so while we were working with the profile like that one at the center, so yeah, like that one. So I added here the special point at the center because there were no point, and the previous one was like that one. So again, so here I added another point, and the next one we will test will be like that one. So he already has the point, and that's why that messed up appeared. So I deleted this duplicated point, and the order of points was destructed, so deconstructed. So let's have a look at this the profile. So we have this one generalized data. So that will be better. So this one isn't classical. It is kind of, I don't know what it is at all. So it's just improvisation to test what may be working and what may be not. And so yeah, we have here this regenerated, nothing was deleted, we still have cornice, that's perfect. And we have something wrong here. So the cornice probably again. Yeah, the cornice again. So where is our cornice? Yes, it is here. So let's and re-import it. And this one is thinner, much thinner. So, but we could see it. F11 could see it. So it isn't bad. It has the central accent here. It has it is almost accidental profile. So if we not accidental, so I mean I've tried to use here and something more contemporary looking. So like it doesn't look contemporary though. And so you may see again the profile is order and we are testing it, and here yeah, that's you see how fast it has changed. So here what we have here an additional edge between those. Okay, we have more plain design. Okay, it's ceiling, better to look at this like that one. So more plain design, the difference between those planes smaller. We have like yeah, really a mechanical design, more stripes here, and still it works. It works quite well, and of course maybe the cornice should be here, another one, or maybe shouldn't, but okay. I've tested it with smaller pattern and I like it. So let's make it something like we've tested for 150 and so the cornice again is disappear. We didn't have this issue before. So yeah. So let's break it the last time, and so we have here, yeah, smaller, more, yeah, because it is smaller and it looks like more accentuated. Although it's the same profile, and you see it's more something like you could see from the that's, yeah, I like it, by the way. It's not classical profile at all. So all the classical profiles should have a profile, should have classical profiles as well. So the semi-recta, semi-reverse, ovolo, etc., etc., etc. So those should be applied. if you want to consider your profile as profile. Okay, I'm sorry. I just, you know. So yeah, the scene is quite saturated now. It's more like, let's, although I like it somehow. So it's as always, I'm telling that there's no absolute solution, absolute advice. That's why you shouldn't use pattern stocks. Okay, yes. With I often looks like the darker walls with my ceiling designs, or maybe just to paint. Uh, so this is just paint ceiling darker, and the wall left, wall paint and wall left as it is. So maybe, so the contrast anyway is important. And here what we have as well, so that's not stuck facade. Okay, the white ones. Oh, okay. That's the four. Not too much material I have here, so but okay. So yeah, I like it. Contemporary profile. The cornice we high tuned for this particular purpose. Maybe, you know, just idea, because we have 10 minutes for the 1 hour, and already it is long enough. But anyway, let's make it more vertical, just to check this out. Will it be better to have a more vertical one, or it will be better to have a less vertical one? So I will show to you this result. I like it. Actually, I like it. I like this one with the more saturated pattern here. And so the cornice. Back to cornice. We have started with cornice, and let's finish with cornice. So what I want to change here is to change the composition of the cornice. So entirely. So we will create something like that. No, maybe like that. And even and stretching it slightly. Here the vertical proportion probably will say keep as those are. So here we have the same. Here we put this one like that, this one like that, and maybe even smaller slightly. I mean the both smaller, so like, and then okay, something like this one, and here we will fix slightly this plinth issue. Yeah, plinth issue. So, and check it out. How will this work? Better or worse, or worse or better? So bake it somewhere here. Okay. So this is what we will testing now. So let's go back here. As always, it will disappear. I know that. As always, it will disappear. I know that. So let's have a look here. It is already disappeared. Yeah. Sorry. It is okay. Break. No. Okay, and now bake it. So it is disappears at this stage, so this algorithm usually lost it. Yes, we have here more vertical cornice. Okay, and let's see here. I'll try not to move camera, or maybe even make a screenshot to better high resolution screenshot. So like, let's make screenshot here. Okay, and so boom, 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 boom. Where is it? It is this one. So I haven't tested another room today, but we do not have time for that. Yes, by the way, it is better. Speaking about the role of cornice, so the more vertical one is better. I like it with like this, with saturated pattern and more vertical cornice. There's such small room 4x4, it's only 16 square meters, so it isn't big. And the ceiling, by the way, what the height of the ceiling? Ah, I moved the camera. Ah, it's not. Okay, so anyway, let's have a look. F11. My high resolution screenshot. So and have a look at this. What we've got here. So what we've got here is so it's slightly moved. So both has right to exist. Probably this one makes the room slightly wider, and this more supportive for the ceiling, and ceiling here kind of became more separate from the wall and from the cornice. I don't know why, but it is the same profile, everything is the same, but you see here this one and this one, so the kind of ceiling more separated from the cornice. Wait, I'm sorry. Funny enough. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. Is that so? What we have studied today: the cornice structure, the cornice role, the pattern again role, and the pattern possibilities, and we have tested the bigger pattern with bigger profile. Looks better than with smaller profile. The smaller profile looks better with small. It is kind of obvious, but not always. It is so. And here we have a small one and a quite saturated one, and it's also the contrast is the main artistic approach anyway. So if you wanted, so let's just change here and put this to here, and this one here. Okay, so we have here the opposite contrast, but anyway we keep here the contrast, and so I definitely like more vertical in this case, cornice. Let's have a look at this closer. So yeah, I definitely more like this one. So this is the power of Unreal Engine, by the way. It's a kind of advertisement for me, but anyway, I'm happy that I could study this, because before I did it many times, but I did it more like you are waiting for an hour or so to have a look at or maybe 15 minutes to have a look at the noisy image, and you do not have ability to check it out, and it is quite the mesh quite high poly. It's not high, but it is high enough compared to most of what's happening in the game. Frame rate, I'm not interested in this case in frame rate at all, but I believe it is okay. Not for the gaming, maybe. I see sometimes some artifacts here, but for the, so yeah, we have here the classical environment already. So there's no furniture, there's nothing. But, and by the way, the role of the plaster itself for the okay, for the room appearance. So for my opinion, it is important. Yeah, we could put it lower and to test it exact, to see the exact the same room, but I do not know. I like it as it is, and so I hope you saw also. So thank you for watching. That's not about Unreal this time, and most of time now further on will be not, because I like the setup. The setup is pretty simple, and it is, everything is happened in real time, and it just give the freedom. It gives the freedom of designing, finding the approaches, finding the best solution. And I definitely like more vertical here. Sorry, I'm speaking and still have. So visiting Pastiche.design, register here. This is dashboard. When you try to get into dashboard, it should ask you registration. Test it, play with it. I'll be happy to have your feedback. Tomorrow I'm going to hold, if you do plaster in real life, tomorrow I'm going to hold a webinar for the real producers, explaining them how to use this thing. If you do work with interior designers, they are welcomed as well. And probably if you do interior visualization, you are interested in this, you are working with interior designers, or you are yourself. So that's all for today. So see you next time. Bye bye.